Hello. Hi,
Hi,
Stephanie. Hi.
can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Hold on.
Perfect.
Let me
Okay.
fix the interface first. Can you hear me now?
Bisa kok.
Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
good.
Thank you ya, Steph. Udah terima invitation endeavor for Skilled Circle session for today.
Oh,
I'm gonna say hi to the everyone. So hi everyone. Welcome to Scale the Circle with Stephanie Arifin of Plus. And today we're gonna talk about the design the world is social impact. And everyone yang mau ada pertanyaan atau apapun mengenai Plus, feel free to put it in the comment section. Okay, Steph. I think Endeavor sama Plus itu we were we're like friends. Like for example, apa namanya? Our previous managing director is a friend of Kathleen, Caitlin or
Caitlin, yeah.
Kathleen. Yes,
Yes.
Kathleen. And apa? Kadang dulu Plus juga apa? Become our partners for our yearly annual events, and also I'm a friend with Mariska,
Oh my
the
God.
previous, yeah. So but this is
Genetik
like
ya.
the first, yeah, but this is like the first time we actually apa pengen tahu lebih jauh ini tentang Plus and dunia social entrepreneurship. So I mean, thank you very much for accepting this opportunity to talk with us about social entrepreneur environment. Yeah. So, kalau kita ngomongin social entrepreneurs itu kita nyebutnya apa nih? Sociopreneurs ya?
Sociopreneurs, but yes, social entrepreneurs apa aja sih? I think we just have to decide on a term.
Ah,
But sociopreneur
oke,
works.
oke. Tapi basically kadang-kadang orang juga masih bertanya-tanya sebenarnya social entrepreneur tuh sebenarnya apa sih, dan apa yang bikin dia beda dari entrepreneur lain sebenarnya basically?
Yeah. So I think sebenarnya kalau definisi tentunya, I do have to
Uh-huh.
say I think we don't have a very different definition ya. Sebenarnya itu
Yeah.
apa? But I think generally as a whole, of course,
Mm-hmm.
the clear difference is social entrepreneur pasti ada social impactnya
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
embedded in their business,
Yeah.
versus kalau regular SMEs are clearly just businesses and impact isn't part of the mission, vision, or the
Yeah.
business model.
Oke, so it's dari sisi generalnya lebih kepada social entrepreneurs itu harus memiliki impact dampak sosial ya. Tapi dampak
Yeah.
sosial itu apakah ada klasifikasinya, atau itu hanya untuk lingkungan, atau mungkin bisa juga poverty, atau is there any definition of the social impact?
It's very, very broad. For example, kita dari Plus pun, we have a database of about 800 social enterprises.
Okay.
And they all range from agriculture to education to
Okay.
craft to food. Jadi there's no limitation ya kalau if you're talking about limitations of sectors.
Okay.
But I think a general I guess term across the board.
Okay, and kalau di Endeavor itu sendiri sih sebenarnya basically kan kita ada sekitar untuk Indonesia ya, we have around 55 entrepreneurs. We call it the high impact entrepreneurs, and some of them ada irisannya dengan social impact gitu. Jadi kayak Javara and also Isbali Cashew are two of our entrepreneurs. So I think it's interesting to see how entrepreneurs creating not only profit but also the impact to the ecosystems, right? And in Indonesia itself, what are the landscape of the social entrepreneurship? I mean, like you were in California, right? You were in LA, and you see the environment of the social entrepreneurship there, maybe. And when you go back, when you came back to Indonesia, how do you see the landscape of this in Indonesia? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think overall, the Indonesia, see, it's a very growing sector, yeah, which is very promising.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
numbers have shown that it is growing steadily in terms of how many
Yeah.
social enterprises are
Yeah.
present in Indonesia.
Mm.
Tapi of course, in
Mm.
terms of the number will fluctuate karena masih ada yang gugur juga, ada yang baru juga. So I think that's something that the number will constantly change. But overall, I think it's very promising because a lot of youth are a part of it, a lot of women, a lot of social enterprises yang targetnya also to empower women. And I think in terms of gender, it's also pretty equal. Jadi almost half of the social enterprises that we know are founded
Yeah.
or co-founded by a woman. So, I think in itself, it's a very, very inclusive sector. But
Okay.
again, I think there's very different challenges with other countries. I do have to say, jadi kayak Indonesia, challenges of SE Sami Papua reaching out to
Mm.
Jakarta and so forth. That will always be a challenge, but that's I think logistical. But so I guess in terms of the landscape, it is very promising. But of course, there are still a lot of challenges here and there.
Yeah, and if we're talking about the it's not a myth ya, tapi lebih kepada banyak orang-orang yang mikir kalau if I became a social entrepreneur, do I only create impact but I cannot make money? Is that how you see one of the challenge in social entrepreneurs yang ada sekarang?
Yeah, I think it's a misconception, not just for social entrepreneurs, but for NGOs also. Yeah, I do have to say, because
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot of people think in the sector, okay, kalau if you're doing it for social impact, profit tuh jahat. But I think I would like to reframe it, everybody, that profit is actually sustainability.
Yeah.
Because without the profit, kita nggak mungkin the impact will continue and be sustainable, kan? Because we want the impact yang we want to give also be independent gitu. Jadi I think the good side of social entrepreneurs is that we don't rely on outside donors, we don't rely on other people's funds, but we're independent in a sense. So we control the profit, but we also control the impact. So nggak ada yang menurut aku nggak ada yang namanya profit is bad tuh kita. Yes, exactly. Cuan Lestari, yes, because we need funds to support other people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
And the struggle is to find the combination between the two, kan. But it's not impossible, and it's very doable. So I guess this is where I would like to encourage everybody to it's kalau ikut jadi social enterprise nggak berarti kere gitu. Kalau join NGO nggak berarti kere. It's good. Like profit is good. Profit is definitely sustainability.
Okay. So now we're talking about the Plus itself, the platform. So you mentioned that the Plus is actually is it like how do I frame it? Itu seperti kayak hub gitu for all social entrepreneurs to like come and gather and dapetin pengetahuan, terus bisa koneksi satu sama lain. Is that what Plus is?
Yes. Jadi sebenarnya Plus ada banyak cabang-cabangnya, but I think all of it is to support social enterprises. So Plus was formed about 2-3 years ago by our great board members, and their goal was sebenarnya create a LinkedIn for social enterprise, justru a place where social entrepreneurs can connect kan. And I think overall it just has grown into, jadi sekarang kita on our website we have curriculums that social enterprises can use for free to improve business knowledge. We also have the database well, and we know a lot of entrepreneurs juga kesana cari kolaborasi, and investors also go on there to look for potential pipeline. Dan kita juga ada kayak WhatsApp groups, chat groups, just I guess support groups ya, if you will ya. Karena kayak di dunia social enterprise ini tuh you need friends, and I think that goes any sector as well. So we do try to develop the community as well. So sekarang udah I guess we support hopefully we do support social enterprises in different aspects.
And in Plus itu sendiri, how do people apply? How do people join Plus? Do you have like a selection process and then you determine you can apply or you're not ready now, or how does it work?
Yeah. Jadi kalau di website kita, if everybody just head to usahasosial.com, at the very bottom of the page itu ada satu kayak tab, and that's just a form for everybody buat isi gitu kayak who are you, social enterprise, goalnya apa, And I think from there, one of our team member would probably reach out to just to verify sih sebenarnya in terms of your impact, and then right, that's it. Like, and then you let us know if you prefer to be on our database aja or you want to join our WhatsApp groups, and it's up to you, because we want you to make leverage leverage what we have, and that's gampang kok.
Okay. Dan so I see services di Plus itu kan ada 4 ya, ada social innovation project, terus ada on-demand capacity building research project, and also the level up project for social enterprise. Could you help us go through each?
Urutannya apa ya?
Iya.
Iya. Oke, tadi yang mana urutannya? Yang pertama apa?
Social innovation projects. You have two, inclusive islands and for women. So what is this?
So our social innovation projects, it could be reframed, I think. But I think that's where we really try to create projects young. I guess there's some innovation towards it, right? And I think with, for example, you mentioned inclusive islands, the goal was to istilahnya create mini class, karena Indonesia besar sekali ya, kayak class never be the only provider. Jadi we were trying to create mini class di kayak daerah-daerah di pulau-pulau lain. So that was the project. So we were training I guess people, the core members that would become the mini class in daerah situ. And the woman was we supported 50 women entrepreneurs for a year in Lombok, and that was a fun project. I think we had really good participants in that one.
Okay, and what about the on-demand capacity building?
Yeah, jadi we fill in a lot of capacity building workshops, seminars, programs. Jadi, for example, one that we worked with was kemarin ini with UNDP. They needed somebody to support them in their program, and we came in. I guess be implementornya ya, for the capacity building aspect. So that's what we do as well.
Okay, so in getting the mentor, do you have like your own? Is it your own staff, or you like asking several communities to like support us in giving capacity building ini? Siapa yang jadi mentor untuk ini?
Yeah. So we don't really engage with direct mentors, because kalau dari Plus sendiri, I guess it's more of a seminar type, even if there's mentorship like it's very limited. It's nggak sepanjang kayak setahun gitu. And I think the beneficiaries really depends on who we're partnering with, who we're working with. Contoh yang I guess with the previous one that I said, UNDP, karena goal mereka is at youth at the East Indonesia. Jadi itulah that's our beneficiaries, and I guess this is where I want to reiterate the power of partnership as well, because without them, dari Plus juga it will be really difficult for us to get participants dari East Indonesia, karena jaringan kita kebanyakan di Jawa gitu kan. But again, with the right partners, UNDP, they're so networked di East Indonesia, it became an opportunity for us juga at Plus to really get to know social enterprises and youth and people that otherwise we wouldn't be in touch with. So I think that's a very, very strong value of having the right partners.
Okay, and also you have the research project, so you have lots of reports here, I see.
Jadi kalau research we do quite a bit, but not as intense anymore. But 2 years ago we actually worked with British Council, and we surveyed 500 social enterprises in Indonesia, and that was fun. I guess to your question, Kan, what is the landscape of social enterprise in Indonesia? I think that's a question we get a lot. Jadi with British Council, we actually did a 1-year survey. We interviewed 500 social enterprises. Reportnya ada kok di website kita. It's 100 pages long.
500 people you interviewed within 1 year.
So that was a fun project. Jadi we didn't only interview social enterprises, tapi we also interviewed kayak enablers. Jadi, again, Plus isn't the only one. Gita, if you're still here, she's a great partner of ours. And then there's Enabler as well. So there's a lot of different partners that we interviewed. Yeah. Government we also interviewed. Again, I guess the intention tuh jadi ada perspektif dari yang holistic ya. Jadi bukan hanya dari satu sisi. So that's why the report is so long. It's 100 pages long, but trust me, I'm sure it will be very, very good information.
Yes, I mean like soalnya jadi kalau yang sepemahaman aku gitu ya. Jadi how many members of Plus social entrepreneurs in Plus? Like do you call them members or do you call them like the?
We don't really call them members.
Okay, okay.
I guess social enterprises is a network.
Okay,
kita ada
okay.
800-an yang di database kita, and also published on our website. Kalau yang in terms of how many we interacted with, I would say it's about 200, and that's also part of the chat groups. That's again, it's relatively active. I think it's again, I think we try to foster the sense of collaboration. So I think even in the chat groups, we're like, okay, can you guys partner? We try to engage them in actual conversations.
Okay, and how does joining Plus help them in growing their business? Like you guys have lots of workshops, knowledge, and do you share like how do they benefit with joining in Plus?
Well, I think kalau yang masih baru gitu, contoh kurikulum yang di website kita tuh, I think it's really great to start. Soalnya masih udah banyak banget materi for like social enterprise 101 atau for business. And if you're already a little bit settled or you kind of started already, sebenarnya network kita yang again with the other social enterprises, they're great learning tools. I wouldn't say Plus tahu semuanya, karena again I think with the different sectors, it's relevant for you to speak with social entrepreneurs in the same sector. So again, building that network within the social enterprise world, that's also very important. Because I think in our website we have so many information, not just from Plus, tapi we compile information from different partners, different organizations, and everything that's social enterprise related to kita publish gitu. So I think I guess it's a one-stop shop. I mean, you can get connections, you can get information, you can get also curriculums. So hopefully that's how social enterprises can again make use of the resources that we have.
Yeah, and I also see in Instagram ya. Jadi kayaknya banyak kelas juga yang ngomongin mengenai kayak design thinking, and apakah itu menjadi salah satu hal yang sebenarnya para social entrepreneurs yang mungkin yang baru-baru mulai itu struggle with?
Of course, and I would say that starting any business is really hard. I don't think it's just being a social entrepreneur. Design thinking is definitely just one of the tools that we really encourage, especially when we want social impact. Because I think that's one of the most useful tool to really find out problemnya apa sih, jadi solusinya apa sih. And I think that's just one of the methods we really encourage. And of course, with anything new, there will always be questions, there will always be challenges. So hopefully with the webinars that we provide, or the information that we provide on our website, it will be relevant. And sebenarnya dari Plus kita juga ada consultation hours that we allocate for social enterprises. So if anybody stumble upon any challenges, it's not that we give you materi terus we're gone. But unfortunately, it's a limited time slot. Jadi kayak but we do provide that as well.
Apakah itu berarti dari staffnya Plus?
Yes.
So does that mean the team member of Plus have to have business acumen?
Yes. Jadi Plus team is amazing. Okay, mungkin bias, tapi I really think they're amazing. And I actually love that we all have very different backgrounds. And I think that is where I guess we kind of complete and complement each other. Because some of us have finance background, some of us have design background, some of us have international relations, government, and I think that's where the team really come together. And I think that's how it works, and I love it.
How many team members do you have now?
Kita hanya ada about 10 of us.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
not the largest team, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think again we're a lean machine. We're very
yeah,
effective.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like sometimes like big impact came from a small package, so I kind of believe in that. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And how do you have any success metric in Plus? Like, how do you know that people joining Plus terus udah gitu tiba-tiba you hear about one of the members in Plus, we don't call it member, one of the people who joined Plus,
Yeah.
tiba-tiba let's say, oh, because karena Plus aku mungkin my company is growing like rapidly and I get like offers from like corporates to
Yeah.
supply them with blah blah blah. How do you measure that?
Aku amin dulu, semoga. um, but I do have to say, okay, impact measurement has always been one of the challenging questions we
Yeah,
ask ourselves and also
yeah,
other people ask us.
yeah, yeah.
Soalnya, I mean, there is no standard metrics for impact run, and
Mm-hmm.
again, with what we do, because we try to do a few different things, yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess there's also a challenge in that, but internally we do have a framework that the team have set up. Jadi if anyone
Mm-hmm.
have about viral framework from Village
Mm-hmm.
Capital, kind of
Mm-hmm.
developed that, and then it
Mm-hmm.
became a social enterprise framework that we use. Jadi kita every time we speak to a social enterprise or we interview or we consult with them, kita tuh udah kayak agak plotting mereka tuh berada di mana. And the
Yeah,
next time we
yeah,
speak to them, we'll see whether they actually grow from there or
yeah,
not. So I guess
yeah.
there is that tracking how much they grow. But again, I don't think we don't like to compare between social enterprises. Okay, dia grow-nya lebih cepat, dia enggak. Because I think again,
Mm-hmm.
we do cover a whole lot of sector, so I don't
Yeah,
think it's quite fair if we do that. I think we
yeah.
do encourage, again, every business would have its own trajectory, would have its own growth,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we can track it along. But yeah, but that's a good
Yeah.
question. I think everyone has struggled with impact measurement for sure.
Exactly. Karena maksudnya kalau misalnya di Endeavor sendiri kan our mission is to find entrepreneurs and helping them to grow bigger, basically. Tapi ketika when I learned about Plus and I was thinking like how do they measure the impact? You have like lots of members and kan nggak mungkin kayak kita ngukurin apa namanya revenue-nya mereka misalkan ya as you say it's not fair for that. And this is one of ada Iput di sini is from the East Bali Cashew. Hi Iput. So yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that makes sense sih sebenarnya sih. Tapi if dari seluruh pengalaman Plus, challenges apa sih sebenarnya yang maybe top 3 challenges yang dihadapin oleh para social entrepreneurs?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's shocking, but it's definitely in terms of finance will always be one.
Yeah.
Ini aku overall aja ya.
Yeah.
I think finance will always be one. Legality will always be one. So
Okay.
mereka nggak tahu what do they register in, because if they're not
Yeah.
registered, mereka juga agak mentok, because if
Yeah.
they want to talk to investors, you need visa.
Yeah.
And again, I think there's also that really challenge of any human resources staffing.
Yeah.
So getting the right people to work with them is always a challenge. I would say those are the top challenges that we always frequently hear, from social entrepreneurs that we speak to.
And how do you overcome it? Like, do you you identify the challenges, and then do you then create it like a webinars on finance, for example? How do you overcome?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, kalau jawabannya kita ada di curriculum, we do try to revert them to that, because again, it's skills that we built, especially when it comes to business or finance questions.
Yeah.
But in terms of legality, I don't know again if Gita is still here, but Gita, she is a great partner that we really love to work with, because she has a group of pro bono lawyers. Again, guys, having the right collaborators to work with you is so important. And it's because it makes your life easier. It makes everybody's lives easier.
Yeah.
But also, and I think in terms of staffing, that's a challenge, because dari kita, it's hard for us to decide, because again, we're not in their sector, we're not in their industry, we're not in their vicinity. Jadi menurut aku that will be one of the biggest challenge that that's really hard for us to answer. But unfortunately, it is one that a lot of social enterprise deal with karena staffing susah cari orang yang baik, terus habis itu yang bisa kerja, terus kalau udah dapet ditarik orang. So I think that's, but again, I think that's on overall. I think a lot of people have those kind of challenges.
Iya, dan kalau kita ngomongin not member, okay, forgive me. Kalau kita ngomongin orang yang bergabung di Plus itu, apakah itu hanya dari Jakarta aja atau like throughout Indonesia?
It's throughout Indonesia, tapi I do have to say kebanyakan sih yang udah register di Jawa. I wouldn't say Jakarta, but definitely. But again, I think that last year we've been really working really hard to go outside Jawa. So actually last year, almost all of our projects was luar Jawa. So I'm super, super happy to report that. So hopefully, as time goes on, we'll have an even more evenly spread punya database.
And industrinya lebih banyak di mana aja?
Kalau number one is agriculture. And then there is kalau craft sebenarnya ini agak agak besar ya, but it is crafts number 2, and number 3 is education. But I think again, with the situation around the world, I'm sure healthcare is climbing up really, really fast.
Yeah. Do you have like I don't know this is the right word or not, like portfolio of Plus people who join Plus yang maybe exposure-nya cukup besar? Do you have like I read some like Duanyam and Tanihub.
For example, Tanihub, I don't know if they're here, but they're great. They're a great social enterprise. Duanyam's amazing. Jadi Tanihub tuh sebenarnya when they were starting, they actually were one of Plus's I guess social enterprise yang terima bantuan kita ya, if you will.
Okay.
And I mean, I think they're one of our success stories because whenever we meet them, they still say, "Oh, speaking to Plus was really helped us." And aku belum masuk Plus, so I take zero credit. I'll give it all back to the team. They've done amazing things. I told you. Tapi again, when I met them, they were so grateful to Plus and all the work that they've done. Consultation lah, curriculum lah, support lah, network, and so I think it's a matter of dari social enterprise-nya sendiri juga harus initiative ya, because I think a lot of the times, from what I heard, because again I wasn't there, but they were very proactive. Jadi mereka tuh Tani Joy, not Tani Hub. Thanks Novi. Novi's part of my team. Everybody say hi to Novi.
Hi Novi.
Tani Joy. Tani Joy again, always there in terms of when they need help, not afraid to ask juga. And I think that's one of the beautiful things, for people who are not afraid to grow, is that they actually do ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help. Yeah,
it is. But Rebecca from Tony Hub is here. Yes, hi Rebecca.
Rame. Hi guys.
Kalau misalkan, success stories. When we talk about communities and what do you think make people be the ambassador of the community? Like, apa sih yang community itu lakukan sehingga orang yang bergabung itu tuh kayak I'm proud with being part of this community.
Well, I think there's difference between joining community and leading community. I think a lot of times people join community. Again, one is it's always nice to hear from people or friends that relate to you. And I think jadi kayak in the groups that we have, in the track groups that we have, meskipun industrinya beda, meskipun beda, I think we all can relate to one another because we're in this big world of social entrepreneurship. And I think jadi kayak berasa nggak sendiri, and I think that alone is very, very powerful. I think a lot of people feel alone karena banyak social enterprise juga like solo founders or single person team, and having somebody, even though nggak kenal atau kenal dari WA, and that even that in itself it's very powerful. And when starting community, obviously it takes a whole new effort. And again, Duanyam, one that you said, they're a testament of what it takes to build a community. They invest years in a village that they want to support, jadi bukan hanya waktu tapi juga energi, juga duit, it's everything. So I think if we do want to engage with the community and be a part of the community, but lead the community, are different things. So harus siap-siap aja. It's not impossible, but I think it's just a matter of what can you give and the resources that you have.
Agree. At di Plus itu ada board members kah atau how do you sustain?
Adele, if you're still here, Adele's beautiful mom, Bu Veronica Kolendam, is actually one of our board members. And if you're not familiar, she is the founder of YCAP, an amazing woman. I think she was one of the women yang spearhead social enterprise itu apa di Indonesia. So I think again a lot of Pak Arshad from Indica Foundation, company, Pak Julius from BCG. Honestly, we have great board members that have supported us this entire time. Bukan hanya resources, but also their knowledge, their network, and so I guess dari Plus sendiri juga we relate, how it feels like to get support from other people because we can't do it ourselves. And I mean, they sustain us. They're amazing. Again, I think relationships, I suppose, no bias. Yes, she's the VC to that. But honestly, I think to have right people and the right team, right support, right collaboration.
I mean, kita cukup. So my MD, my managing director, also like the external advisor for the YCAP. So I think he's really close with Ibu Veronica itself. So it's a small world again. Okay. Now talking about you now as a leader of the Plus, as a leader of Plus, what was the story?
Oh my gosh.
You Plus 2 years ago, is it?
Jadi Plus tuh udah hampir 3 tahun ya. Aku baru, I myself have joined only about 2 years, so about a year lah setelah Plus berjalan. My God, the story was honestly, I don't even know where to start. Jadi aku kenal Caitlin, the previous director, and she had to leave Indonesia. Terus dia lagi cari replacement, and I don't know why in the world she thought of me. Tapi I think it was a whole big process because I think even from the board members, I think hiring me was a risk sih, karena aku nggak ada background about social enterprise before I jumped to Plus, and and I'm so grateful that they did because I think it's been a big learning curve. Even though my background tuh sebelumnya ada corporate, ada NGO, I think again the two is not as easy as it sounds. And I think again, I think a lot of it I'm still learning as I go. Jadi meskipun udah 2 tahun lebih, I'm still learning a lot. And again, thanks to the team, thanks to board members, without them it would be impossible.
Okay, so I mean, you're a designer, and now you work in a social entrepreneurship world. Like, it's not different, but somehow different. How do you, like, I don't know, do you still design right now?
No.
Or are you focusing now? Okay.
Desainnya design thinking sekarang.
Okay, jadi sekarang thinking ya.
Jadi how ya bridgingnya ya? Menurut aku mungkin ini salah satu. I would say social entrepreneurship tuh it's not biased as to what is your degree or what is your background or what is your sector. Karena balik lagi social enterprise tuh cover banyak banget kan in terms of segmen ya, sektor. Dan kalau dari aku sendiri sih, I was in design and then I was actually I was building homes. And I just decided to jump into the NGO world. Jadi I built different kind of homes. I built homes for under privileged segment. Jadi and then from there, I think I got the experience dari corporate juga, dari NGO juga. And again, I think it was just a matter of timing yang it's actually out of my hands. But Plus came about, and that's it.
Yay! Also, like we talk about balance. Is social entrepreneurship world is one of your passion? Like, or do you get to know it after you know it?
Jadi before I join Plus, I know general termnya tuh apa gitu. Karena kalau di US sebenarnya udah lebih lama ya in terms of social entrepreneurship itu apa. So I have been exposed to it, and I found that is true. Okay, and again, I think being dipped in the both worlds before, yang NGO juga, corporate juga, looking now, it makes perfect sense sebenarnya social entrepreneurship itu apa. Karena bisnis itu pasti bisa ada dampak sosial atau dampak positif. Itu pasti. It's a matter of whether you want to do it or not. And in terms of dari NGO, sisi NGO, it also means for you to want to be independent. Jadi nggak rely 100% dari donor. Karena itu bukan duit sendiri gitu. So again, I think being experienced in both extreme ends and listening to what social entrepreneurship is, menurut aku tuh kayak, oh iya ya, kayak, duh. Kayak, how is everybody not one?
Yes. I was like, oh, so this is the MD that I mentioned. Like, Waya Wiroto is our MD, and Mas Waya, it happened to the bird of Plus is also Ibu Veronica Kolondam, so I informed Stephanie about the relationship between Weber and Plus. And being a leader, what do you think is the most rewarding and the hardest thing?
Oh man, I think for me the reward is, I don't know, seeing the growth. Not just me, but also the team individually and us as a team. Because I think especially in a small group or small team, kita tuh harus agree banget. Okay, you know, things move and change all the time. Projects change all the time. COVID-19 happened, you know, jadi kayak menurut aku, but somehow, some way, our team have managed to get through it even stronger all the time. So I think, you know, I think seeing how all of us individually and all of us as a team grow, I think it's very rewarding, and I think it's not a testament to me as a leader. I think it's a testament to all of us individually as a team, as a team member. And again, I think, but that also leads to, like, I think the hardest thing, because, you know, I think the hardest thing is to create, again, whether it's environment yang cocok atau environment yang, you know, wants growth for other people, or creating an environment yang safe for people to speak up, you know, and all of that are still very much, karena if you're dealing with people, you're dealing with emotion, dealing with a lot of things, whether it's internal ya, dari clients juga. So I think there's always that difficulty in terms of that. But again, overall, the challenge is nothing if you have a strong team, and, you know, and I think fortunately the challenge is nothing.
Speaking about COVID, I mean, what is there any difference between before COVID and during COVID at Plus?
Like how, Plus, banget. So I think before COVID, almost all of our projects are offline ya, jam cleaning, support. Karena kan beneficiaries kita juga yang nggak pasti ada smartphone atau laptop. But of course, with COVID-19, kita mau nggak mau switch basically all of our programs. Team kita meskipun I myself sebenarnya aku lagi nggak di Jakarta, I'm in Singapore. Terus my team juga ada yang di Medan, ada yang di Surabaya, ada yang di Bali. So I think, but again, we have found a very great system to work even online. Meskipun program kita semua online, the division of work has been great. Progress, transition has been really good, and itu juga not just thankfully for my team, but I think COVID-19 ini maksa semua orang jadi berubah. So the excuses that I gave people yang sebelumnya kayak aduh dia pasti older lah, nggak ngerti pakai Zoom apa gitu. Tapi kan buktinya sekarang kayak everybody can do it. So I think it's not just from Plus, tapi even from the beneficiaries yang ikutan tuh, they have learned how to adapt as well, and I think that's just as important.
Adaptasi ya, yang is the key. And also, I think last two questions. For those who wanted to be a social entrepreneurs atau udah kepikiran cuman kayak masih ragu-ragu, aduh nanti gue bisa makan gak ya atau apa, what are the words yang Stephanie bisa kasih ke mereka kayak to convince them that hey, it's not as bad as you think. Hello. Like how do you convince people who actually mereka tuh mau gitu, they have social concern, they have things that they want to do for social impact, but still thinking about whether they can live or not.
I think first and foremost, I don't think it's easy, of course. But again, I don't think anything is easy. Jadi it's a matter of what are you fighting for. If it is going to be hard, then why don't you make it worth it? Because I think menurut aku nggak ada yang gampang gitu. Whether you create a social enterprise or whether you're working for an MNC, there's always challenges. And so I think it's again reframing of the mind, if you will. Karena what are you fighting for then? Then nothing's gonna be easy. But two, definitely, I don't think you're alone. I think all of us are in this together. And kayak kalau kamu baru malah good for you because I have made all the mistakes. Talk to me. Don't redo my mistakes gitu. Malah it should be easier for you. Jadi kayak again, but it's a matter of using all these resources yang ada gitu. So don't be afraid. And mungkin yang ketiga itu don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Karena menurut aku prosesnya itu sebenarnya udah banyak banget, whether it's Plus or whether it's the other enablers or whether it's Google, sebenarnya banyak banget wealth of knowledge or resources yang sebenarnya ada di tangan kita. So I think with all of these tools, I think it's not impossible, and it's a matter of just, I guess, not giving up. But again, it's not going to be easy, but I'm not promising you that. Tapi I promise you there's always an answer out there.
There's always an answer of it. Okay. Last but not least, is the bonus questions. Like, do you have like lines or songs or movies or quote or books that yang selalu jadi pegangan for your every step?
I always come back to this one line. It's that I am blessed to be a blessing. Legacy. Because I think if everybody has that perception, I think if I believe that, I will have to be generous. I will have to be helping others. I would have to be beneficial to this world. And I think kita semua ada we all have gifts. And, I think it's a matter of how do we translate that. So I guess we're all blessed to be a blessing.
You're blessed to be a blessing. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's very deep, actually. do you have like a social entrepreneur? No, social business that you run also?
No, I've passed this my full time.
Okay.
Enough. But again, I think never say never, I would say. But But yeah, I think plus is my focus enough.
Okay, so when if we wanted to see people who join Plus itu bisa kita lihat di ini ya, bisa kita lihat di website Plus.
Iya, ya, jadi usahasosial.com
Okay.
benar kayak peta Indonesia gitu. Jadi dari peta itu bisa you can spot and see where are all the enterprises that we have reached. And bisa di filter dari sektor juga, jadi lebih gampang.
Okay.
So hopefully it's easier for you to navigate.
Yeah.
Banyak.
Yeah. It's 800. Oh my god. Okay, Stephanie. I mean, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for taking this call. It's been amazing learning about Plus finally after all these years. And stay safe. Wish you all the best. And for everyone, stay tuned. Every Wednesday at 7, we'll have another discussion with different community. Yeah. Thank you very much ya semuanya. Stephanie, thank you. Have a good rest today.
Bye.
Bye-bye.